Hey guys, I am going to introduce you to someone very, very special today. Her name is Michelle Paradise. And I met Michelle in London when I was studying there. I was a really chubby girl and she helped me through my weight loss journey. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Heal Yourself. And today I am going to help you and introduce you to someone so special in my life that I'm forever indebted to. Her name is Michelle Paradise. And today, our session is about healing yourself through alternate therapies. She's going to tell us how we can use different therapies, stay at home, and spend time with ourselves and still heal during this time. Use this time to heal yourself. So, thank you, Michelle. So, a lot of people, come to me and say, how did you lose weight? How did you lose weight? And then, the first thing I say is, yeah, through a diet and through exercise and stuff. But the biggest thing you did for me is to actually visualize myself. You did that visualize exercise when we met in
Yeah,
London. So can
yeah,
you please explain that to people so then they can also benefit from it?
yeah. I'll give it a little context first. When we say diet, diet is actually a really bad word. Just think about the word diet. It's just, in the world of NLP, it's how we think and how we talk to ourselves that is so important. Other thing is we say we want to lose weight. Now, the human brain doesn't like to lose anything if you think about it. Do you like to lose your keys and search for them for an hour? You don't want to lose a friend. You don't want to, we just don't like to lose. The concept of losing is really negative to the brain. So I never use that when I'm working with weight loss. I call it managing your weight. So when I did the visualization with you, I listened to what your needs were. And then I got a feeling of how you brought information into your world, whether you were visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. So that's what you see, what you hear, and what you feel.
It actually changed my life because then the weight just started to manage itself. So I wouldn't say lose weight anymore, but it just started to
No,
manage.
don't.
And I became a much happier person. So another thing that I have never had the opportunity to do with you but you've done is hypnosis. So you heal people
Yes.
through hypnotizing them. That's amazing.
Well, actually, we did do it, but you just weren't aware we were doing it. You and me and everybody else in this world are in and out of hypnosis all day long. It's called patterns and habits. So, driving a car, do you think about driving a car? You've learned it, you've created a muscle memory for it, you put it into your unconscious. You don't get in the car and go, I'm now driving the car. I have to do this. You can listen to music. You can have a conversation with somebody else in the car. You can sing. You're not really paying attention to the driving because you've learned it. You've created a habit. So with you, what I did, and thank you for saying that, because this also helps me to explain the weight management a little bit more. It's it's emotional. Weight is emotional. A lot of people call themselves emotional eaters. So sometimes we eat when we're really emotional, when we're overwhelmed, when we're sad. So to go on a diet, which is not a word I like, is not really going to solve the issue or get you to manage your weight because it's all in here.
I must say, one thing is about food. The other thing is that, I went through a lot in my relationships. So relationship doesn't always have to be with your husband. It could be with your co-workers. It could be with your siblings. It could be with your parents. It's part of your growing up strategy. And then you introduced me to something called havening, right?
So what I did with you and I do with lots of people is I realized that whatever they're presenting to me now is probably an old wound. It might be something from childhood. And that is not to blame your family for not loving you in the way it's just things that happen to us. Maybe we were bullied at school or various things can happen. And we as a child don't have the ability to process them because our brain isn't fully formed until we're about 26 years old. So we're dealing with some childhood issues and we bring them into adulthood and then they really can impact on our relationships. I use havening to help people to de-link and decode the childhood traumas. Now that sounds like a big serious term, but childhood traumas can be things like being bullied, being told at school that you weren't very good. They traumatize the child and the child doesn't know how to deal with it. So he or she carries that thought on well into, I've met people in their 60s that are still traumatized by something a teacher said to them. I work, connecting the mind and the body. So it's a touching therapy. Before coronavirus, when we didn't have social distancing, I actually would apply it. I was a Havening practitioner, so I would do it. So we touch the face like this, as you may remember. It's shoulders to elbows, and it's the hands. And now, because of the social distancing, I obviously can't see people face to face. So I do it online with them. I do it on Zoom like we're doing now. And I get them to self-haven, and it's extremely effective. It's just as effective. So what happens is, let's say that you are very stressed at the moment. This is a really quick one I can show you. This is called affirmational havening. So we know about affirmations where we say something very positively. So what you do is, I hope you can all see me, you stroke from the shoulders down to the elbows, and you come back around. You don't come up. That's it. Beautiful. Perfect. And what you can do is, let's say that you're feeling really stressed. Maybe you've just read something that's really upset you. We're going to say, I choose to, because maybe you're not there yet. So you would say, I choose to feel safe. I choose to feel safe. Now, if you can do it privately and say it out loud, I think it's more powerful. But if you can't, just say it to yourself. I choose to feel safe. I choose to feel safe. Or I choose to feel healthy. I choose to feel healthy. And you repeat that until you begin to feel yourself manifesting that.
And how many times
safe.
do you have to do this?
You do it 5 to 10 minutes if you like. If you're struggling with sleep, as a lot of people are at the moment, if you're awake at night, just prop yourself up in bed a little bit on some pillows and just do this and just say, I am sleepy. Tell yourself what you want to be. Okay, I am sleepy. I am sleepy. I am tired. I choose to go to sleep. And what's so beautiful about this is that because you're doing it at this part of your body, when you wake up, you're hugging yourself in the morning.
Wow,
it's just
that's
gorgeous. You're just lying there hugging yourself. I've done it several times. So I know it works, and it gives you a really good sleep. I mean, if you think about people that are distressed, they put their hands in their head, or they rub their temples, or they hold their head, or they play with their hair. Or people that are very distressed, they might hug themselves and rock. Or people sometimes, pull their knuckles and clasp their hands. So these are 3 natural places where we go to self-soothe. But what we're doing is we're doing it on purpose.
So I just want to forget this whole coronavirus period. We'll end it.
Don't we all?
Yeah. So and I don't want this to build up, and cause trauma and stress for me. So what do I do for that? Haven?
Okay, things you can do is self-havening for sure, meditation, yoga. I've just recorded a 10-minute hypnosis tape for people that want to strengthen their immune system. So listen to things like that. Singing is amazing.
Wow.
Laughter, singing is great. These all positively stimulate the vagus nerve. Believe it or not, doing your face after you've washed your face, splashing very cold water over your face. That really helps to positively stimulate the vagus nerve. Or finish your shower with a very cold shower if you're brave enough to do that. Probiotics, because we need to keep the gut healthy at this time, because there's a lot of, things going on inside of us, and our microbiomes, we have to keep them very healthy. Nature, if you can take a walk. Sunlight is very important. So there's a lot of things we can do. And stop listening to the news. Stop watching the news. I recommend, if you really want to listen to the news, find one good source that you go to once a day. That's it. So I teach people a vagus nerve breathing technique where they actually, on the exhale, they make sounds. And that really helps to stimulate. You want to do it now?
Yeah, let's.
Sure. Put your feet on the floor. Make sure you're balanced. Everything's uncrossed. We're going to take 3 really deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, but I'm going to layer it up a bit. So when you inhale, I want you to inhale the word calm and give it a calm color. Mine is pale blue, but you can do whatever you want. Now, the way it works, you inhale and the exhale has to be longer than the inhale. So a couple seconds. And when you exhale through the mouth, I'll demonstrate in a moment, you give it another color that that represents stress, and think of the word stress and let it go. But on the out breath, you're going to go, well, I'll demonstrate. So it's going to look like this. You're going to have a nice deep breath in through the nose, breathing in a calm color in the word calm. And on the exhale, you're going to breathe out through the mouth, letting go of the stress and anxiety. And you're going to make a woo sound. So it's going to look like this. Ooh. I could go on and on with that. Just go on as long as you can. Chanting, singing are super important at this time.
Apparently, in China, the divorce rates have shot up drastically during
Yeah.
this COVID period. So, do you have a solution for that so that India doesn't go through it?
How long do we have? I predicted that myself. I said there's going to be lots of breakups after this because we are not wired to be with each other this long. We're just not. Humans are not. We're wired for relationship, but we're also wired to have our own parts of our life, you know, like going out to work and being separate and all that. And that makes it much more enjoyable. Absolutely every problem in this world is down to lack of good communication. So
Correct.
it's all about good communication. It really is. And not mind reading each other. What we do is in relationship, we sometimes think we know the other person so well and they should know us and they should just figure everything out. No, my belief is the longer you're together, the more you should communicate.
You do a lot of couples counseling online as well, right? So if
I do.
you're having problems in your relationships, sign up, get in touch with her. She can help you online. Try and work things out before you take drastic steps.
Absolutely.
This is
Absolutely.
tough
There's always
time.
hope.
And just because Michelle lives in London, don't think that she doesn't know about the Indian culture. She's very, very well versed with it. And, you know, she's helped my relationship become stronger as well.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's communication.
Yeah.
And we all communicate. It has nothing to do with your ethnic background or anything like that. It is pure communication. And one thing I'm a master of communication and I teach people how to communicate better because I know what it's done for my life and I want to share that with others.
So if you're out there and need help, go ahead and get it. And nobody can judge you, nobody should judge you, and nobody will judge you. So just enjoy this time. This is your
Not at all.
and get the help that you need.
Especially if you have children because they don't have a voice, but children really want their parents to stay together. I know my
Yeah.
children did and every other couple I speak to. So, you know, they don't have a voice. So find help for yourselves so that they are looked after as well and they don't feel isolated from you because it's very difficult for children when they're watching their mother and their father or their parents if they're not married to argue all the time and to say nasty things to each other. It's really unhealthy for children to witness that. So please get some help. I'm here if you need some help,
Yeah.
and I'd be very happy to help your followers.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Michelle. It really means a lot, that too during this time. So we can sit at home, heal ourselves, and come out a
Absolutely.
better version of ourselves post this nightmare of COVID.
We always have the power in our own hands to heal ourselves. And my motto at the moment, my belief is let's spread healing and not the virus.
That's
Okay.
amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks.